Well, hey, what is up, everybody? I am here today at the Sarasota County School Board offices, and I am praying and contending for God's will to be done in the upcoming election. Now, many of you in Florida probably know we're about to have a primary election on Tuesday, 1 week from today. But a lot of people are not aware that we're also going to be electing new school board members on the same day. Now, if you live in Sarasota County, you've got to make sure that over this next week, you pray, you fast, you contend for God's will, and most importantly, or as importantly, show up at the polls and vote. Okay, so just to give you a little bit of history, so before 2022, the Sarasota County School Board had a liberal majority for over 20 years. This liberal majority was pushing every demonic ideology that they could get away with, including transgender bathrooms, woke curriculums, and everything in between. In 2022, though, the people of God rose up and came out to the polls in record numbers, and we flipped that liberal majority, which was 3-2, to a 4-1 conservative majority. It was such a sign and a wonder that it was even a story that was featured on national news at the time, and our little county was actually used as a template for other counties across America that wanted to see a similar shift. However, as good as this victory was, in 2024, the people of God were asleep. And we actually lost one of those conservative seats in the school board election, and we went to a 3-2 conservative majority. Now, in this election cycle, catch this, all three of the remaining conservative candidates are up for election. And that means that if we lose even one of these seats, you guys, it will revert back to a liberal majority, and it will be headed up by a man named Tom Edwards, who is the area's leading LGBT rights supporter, and he actually founded an organization called Project Pride, which tries to advance gay ideology every which way possible. So if we lose even one seat, you guys, it's going to get really bad for the tens of thousands of public school students that are here in this county. So we as the people of God, we've got to occupy until he comes. Amen. We got to pray, we got to fast, we got to contend, and we got to vote. And so on that note, you know, in addition to everything that you do on your own, I encourage you to come here on Friday at 6 p.m. We're going to have a prayer meeting here where we're going to contend for the glory of God to come down and for the will of God to be done in this election. All right, the event details are going to be in the comments below, and I encourage you to come, bring some friends, and let's go after this together. All right, so God bless you guys, love you, and hopefully in 1 week, by the grace of God and by our efforts, we're going to celebrate a kingdom victory here in Sarasota County. Amen.